Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up, Ner? What's up, Just No Justin? How's it going? You guys ready to go over some very bad articles? ScreenRant has never been correct on anything. You're exactly right. Well, that's not true. They're right sometimes, but not very often. What's up, J-Kid? I was reading the Spaking part before this. Oh, nice. I'm rereading all of Black Clover. I'm just about to start the Royal Knight Selection Tournament. Who? What? ScreenRant is a company that writes articles on media, like movies, comics, all that. And they write articles about Black Clover, and they are pretty trash. ScreenRant, oh brother, exactly. They've become like a huge meme for years now. I don't know if you guys know, but it's also CBR. So ScreenRant and CBR, I believe, are owned by the same company. So it's essentially the same thing, because they also have many of the same authors in both platforms. You guys let me know how my audio sounds. I'm eating right now, but can you guys hear me fine? Is the music too loud? Let me know. I tested it before and it seemed fine, so I'm just hoping it's still the same. What's up, the bear? What do you think Noelle's new power up is going to be? I think she will do ultimate magic. We still haven't seen her do that, so it's probably going to be that. Still a little sick, guys. Okay, sound good? Alright. Audience find out. You don't hear any music? It is pretty quiet, so that's fine. CBR and Instagram have a smart technique they do trash list so YouTubers react thus promoting that. It is true. It is a very fine relationship. But so these are the articles I found. It's two different ones. It's Black Clover, the 10 most powerful antagonists, and Black Clover, the main characters ranked by most powerful. So it's basically the top 10 heroes, the top 10 villains. I'm going to start with the villains because it is, I wouldn't say it's worse, but it's likely worse based on what I went through. Do I read my manga with music from Justin? Sometimes. I'm a little low. Alright, let me fix that. Wait. For some reason, the music isn't playing at all. You're right. That's weird. Oh, now it sounds like it's going. I'll increase the gain on my mic a little bit. Alright, let me know how that sounds. It probably was loud for a second because I was talking close to the mic, but Broku, first you run out screen. Oh, brother, yeah. Alright, well, first I'll say is I'm not really going to talk about the author too much. I don't think that it's any of these authors' fault for why the articles are so ass. It's at this point, it's on the editor. Like, you can tell that there's like no editing from anybody who has any sort of knowledge on any of the series they talk about, because if there was any editing, then they wouldn't go through, because unless if they edited it since I read this like weeks ago, there are so many errors in this article, just like not like the actual scaling itself, but just like they don't even get basic events of the story right. So, and the reason is they basically force these people to write like so many articles and barely pay them. At least if you just start out, so I don't know much about this guy, but like if you just start out, you have to write a bunch of articles and they barely pay you for any of them, so you're essentially forced to write shit articles to get any sort of money. And then they just clickbait. So let's go over Dante. So this is in order, so like if you just think about it, they have Dante at number 10. And when they call him the strongest member of the Dark Triad, that's the first sentence, is you kind of wonder who are they putting above Dante, because this is just villains. Like, what other villains are... Is there really 9 villains that much stronger than Dante? So let's get into it. As the strongest member of the villainous Dark Triad, who also hosts Lucifer. It's Lucifer, oh, they get it wrong. But anyways, Dante Zagradis is quite the formidable foe in the popular demon anime series. Despite his calm demeanor, he possesses psychopathic tendencies that, combined with his inherent superpowers, make him truly hard to defeat. nothing really wrong there. It's just this is just building up to like talking about him. They should have hired me. Yeah, they should have, Faith. I actually applied too. But honestly, I didn't think they accepted me because I have so many videos on my channel that talks shit about how their articles are. So I didn't expect to get hired anyways. But in addition to being a master swordsman and hand-to-hand fighter with superior speed, strength, and rapid regeneration powers, Dante can outmuscle most opponents with his unique body magic and gravity magic, which can channel 100% of Lucifero's power upon entry to the underworld. And if you just read that again. Which can channel 100% of Lucifero's power upon entry to the underworld. But they don't enter the underworld. The underworld, like, comes to them. So it's like they get the very basic concept of how the power works wrong right there. And also this is a minor thing, but they say Lucifero here, but Lucifer up top. And then this is where we get to number 9, Raya. Like, and he talks about, in this article, the feats of Raya from the Elf arc, and considers Dante below Raya. It's just atrocious. If you guys remember, Raya is the one who needed the help of 4 elves to take down Mereoleona. Raya is the one who, with 4 other elves and a combo spell, Asta was able to revert it back to him at double the power. Raya, who with Patri's help, couldn't even tag a regular Spirit Dive Uno. This was Spirit Dive 1 Uno from the Elf arc, and he could not even hit him. And this guy is putting Raya above him. Now, sure, Raya is pretty cool because he's got, copy magic, so he has such a huge repertoire, but when it comes to, like, actually any sort of power scaling, even the post-time skip, he hasn't done anything yet, so yeah, like, it's funny because he puts Dante on here, and he puts even Dante at 100%, but Dante at 0%, like, Dante in his base would just absolutely destroy Raya. It wouldn't even be close, and that's where we get number 8 is Licht. I'm surprised they didn't put Licht way higher on this list, but to have Licht above Dante, it's kind of the same, like, reasons why I talked about in many videos and just now. Like, if we just talk about Licht, I'm just going to skip over Raya's stuff, but for Licht, he's best scaling is he scales to weaker than a suppressed Zagrid. Whereas Dante in his base form was just absolutely toying with a Black Divider Asta in his Black form 2, who dwarfs the Asta that was able to defeat Zagrid. And so if Licht isn't even comparable, or not comparable, if he's weaker than a suppressed Zagrid, and this Asta, who is Dante is toying with in his base, is way stronger than the Zagrid that Licht couldn't even defeat, then how is Licht defeating Dante? Like, it's just pretty bad. $2 donation from Plumbob. Appreciate the donation, man. When the new video coming out? So that's the thing, is I have the Osto versus Uno script completely done. It's been done for a week. But the crappy thing is I got sick right when I got done. And I'm still a little sick. I was going to record today, but I just don't have the time. So I'm going to record tomorrow. And then hopefully that means that either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday next week, I will have the Osto versus Uno video done. And that'll be like a big video. Like, I'll have to do like a couple hours a day at least. Several hours a day at least, leading up to after recording tomorrow to get that done on time. What's up, Sod? This seems to be like a popularity poll. I mean, kind of, but I feel like Licht would be way higher up because he's a way more popular character than number 8. So, as a leader of the elf tribe who turns into a demon and attacks the Clover Kingdom, Licht has more inherent powers than any antagonist of his ilk. As such, Licht wins his battle with Asta fairly easily, using superior speed and swordsmanship to teach the young warriors a lesson in humility. In addition to his omnipotent Demon Slayer, Demon Dweller, and Demon Destroyer swords, Licht can wield sword magic to bolster his fighting, reinforcement magic to increase physical prowess, union magic to create upgraded spells, and forbidden magic which channels energy from hell. It's a lot to deal with. Yeah, but he doesn't even mention ultimate magic. And he calls the swords omnipotent. Like, I know that's just going overboard, and he's not actually, but it's just, yeah. And then to put Patri above Licht, like, did this guy not read, like, or watch or anything? Like, it is blatantly stated that even a half-asleep Lick is above all of the other apostles of Sephiroth. And Licht has way better feats than even Dark Elf Pottery, so... Nah, I only put out top tier quality. I'm sorry, did they say omnipotent? Yeah, they said omnipotent for Licht swords, but yeah, so Pottery is at number 7. I guess I gave a little sneak preview for number 6, which is Morris, which is weird that they put Morris. We'll get to that when we get to it. The ruthless leader of the Eye of the Midnight Sun, Patoli assumes Licht's visage and vastly increases his magic powers to becoming Dark Elf. This is just all blah 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 blah. It's just telling you what he can do. But in Dark Elf form, Patoli increases his prowess across the board. His biggest strength includes using demon light magic to control stronger, faster, and denser black light that pulls energy from the underworld. As such, Patoli was able to defeat Julius Novachrono in a one-on-one battle in the beloved Demon Slain anime series. Like guys, if you read like how the structure of this paragraph is, he is saying that because Patri had the Dark Elf form, he was able to defeat Julius Novachrono, which is not the case. He didn't even use the Dark Elf after, because if you read it, he talks about all the Dark form stuff, and then after all that, he says, as such, Patoli was able to defeat Julius Novachrono, which that just doesn't add up at all. So this just really shows that these people are just literally shitting out articles. I wouldn't be surprised if these people didn't actually even read the series. They just like had to look up stuff on wikis or maybe watch clips on YouTube and then get it. Demon slaying. Yeah, they put in these little things. Like these just link to other articles that are related so they can get you to read more. So they have to add in like these clickbait terms into each of their articles. From another super chat from Istron Homopit, $5. Yami number 1. Yeah, Yami's great. This is just a villain tier list though, so we'll get to, there is a protagonist one here. We'll get to that after we get to the villain one though. Villain ranking 1, Lucifero, 2, Mikakila, 3, Morris, 4, Nama, 5, Lil. Nah, it's bad. It's really bad. They didn't like destroy Zagred in like 3 seconds, but because he couldn't destroy Zagred's heart. Well, the thing is that Licht is arcane, and ultimate magic is implied to be able to kill devils, even if they're mid-rank or above. So that just means that Licht wasn't strong enough to destroy the heart. So Licht is not strong enough to defeat Zagred. He is weaker, and that was also, he suppressed Zagred as well that he did that against. Demon Slain anime series. Oh no, my protein ice cream's melting because I put it on top of my lucifer Now it's protein milkshake. Hello, fellow viewers. If Lucifer ain't number 1 on this list, it's down bad. And that's the funny thing, is I'll do a little spoiler. Lucifero is not number 1 on this list. Number 6 is Morris. So, in addition to puppeteering the Diamond Kingdom and consorting with the Dark Triad and the Spade Kingdom, Morris uses his role as a magic scholar to wield tremendous influence. By hosting Lucifero's spirit, Morris can channel modification magic that allows him to destroy such intangible advantages as knowledge, memories, secrets, and dreams. Morris can also use magic to manipulate gravity and possess an ultra-powerful diamond grimoire that can cast upgraded spells. He spends much of his downtime studying magic as the foremost authority on the matter, who can outwit opponents with his mind before a battle even starts. So the issue I have with putting Morris here is we don't really know how strong he is, because he fought the Black Bulls where Luck, Noel, and Asta were all on their base forms and were not a huge parts of the fight. And they had to use Henry's and Gordon's curse pairing ability to just absorb his magic. And when we look at Morris, he just looks like he's using 80% devil power. And that would mean he's likely, at best, he's equal to 80% Dante, or likely even less. Because I kind of doubt that if you took a base Morris and just a one-on-one fight in terms of stats, he would defeat base Dante. So it's kind of weird to have this Morris who could only use 80% devil power and didn't really do much besides defeating Dorothy and Lotus above 100% Dante. And that's where we get to Liba at number 5. And not only is this just a weird spot, but it also is just poorly written as well. I believe this is one of the ones that was poorly written. Isn't Ryan George the guy who does the pitch meetings? Because if so, that you're right. That guy is a legend. And Black Clover, the devils of Spade Kingdom are even often more powerful than the Dark Triad, the Eye of the Midnight Sun, and the Elves. Enter Liba, a low-ranking devil with the defensive anti-magic powers that allow him to defeat Ost by stripping him of his supernatural abilities. What makes Liba even more dangerous is his disdain for devils as well, which makes him extremely unpredictable. He'll switch alliances, go rogue, work independently, and his lack of magical powers allow him to pass through the living world and the netherworld with ease. Well, this is what I'm telling you guys. It says it allows him to. Oh, I thought that is defeat. It says defang Asta by stripping of his supernatural abilities, but Asta won that fight, even though Liba was nerfed and not trying. But this is the weird part. What makes Liba even more dangerous is his disdain for devils as well, which makes him extremely unpredictable. I don't get how he's unpredictable. He'll switch alliances, go rogue, work independently. So, what is he talking about here? Like, he'll switch alliances, go rogue, work independently. We don't really have much of Liba that shows that at all. Scaring the Crow, what's up, man? I can see more speeding Dante purely because of his reconstruction magic. I wouldn't be surprised if it could alter his body magic. You might be true, or you might be right, RTL Faith, that his reconstruction magic would work on Dante. I just don't know if he'd be fast enough, though. And number 4 is Zagred. So they have Zagred above 100% Dante, which is hilarious. I know a lot of people love to talk about how powerful he was, but before we even talk about power, I'm just going to read the article and show you how poorly it's written. Because this is one of the worst ones, unless if they've edited it since I've read it a couple weeks ago. This is like a terrible article. Or a terrible part of the article. As the highest-ranking devil who masterminded the Elf Tribe massacre and created Lix Grimoire, the wicked Zagred's power and influence are seemingly endless in the stellar horror anime series. God. The sinister foe has more mana than most elves, can take flight, and possesses the bodies of others, including reincarnations. However, Zagred's biggest strength is his unique Kotodama magic, which can summon monstrous beasts from hell to attack opponents when used with the almighty 5-leaf grimoire. As such, Zagred used his powers to easily defeat Asta, Yuno, and Nozel in a 3-on-3 with Zagred and Patoli. Like, do I need to even talk about, like, Zagred never fought Nozel, for one. Like, I don't know what this guy's talking about. And also, it wasn't a 3-on-3. He said Zagred uses powers to defeat these 3 with Zagred and Patoli. So Zagred fought with himself and Patoli against Asta, Yuno, and Nozel. So, like, this is just something that never happened. It never happened. Zagred created Dark Elf Patri and dipped. But he's saying that Zagred fought with himself against Patri. There's 2 Zagreds here against Patri in a 3-on-3. So that is just what I'm talking about. How bad these are. Like, again, we don't want to attack the author here because it's the editor or ScreenRant for allowing shit like this to exist on their platform. Because this isn't just like bad power scaling. This is just a terrible written article. So, in terms of the information, ScreenRant is just like CBR trash. Dragon 156. Yeah, well, I think they're owned by the same company, and a lot of their authors will work for both companies at the same time. I think they're a subsidiary of the same, though. Yeah, that's probably why they're just the same. I haven't watched a video in a little bit, but your videos are still great. Well, thanks. I actually have not been uploading that much. It's been like a week since I last uploaded, and before that it was like 3 weeks, so only like 1 video, or 2 videos in the last month. Whoever wrote this was reading Purple Clover or something, because this ain't logical. Exactly, that's what I'm telling you. That's why I want to put these articles on stream. I was going to make this into a video, but I recorded it twice, and both times my microphone just didn't, like, it just corrupted the file. And then I had to, like, reset my computer, do shit with my microphone, and now it's finally, like, letting me record stuff again, so. Number 3 is Xenon's Devil. Wait, no, we need to go to get to the power scaling first. I know a lot of you guys are either gonna just, well, some will probably disagree. Some will already know why I think it's bad to have Zigred here. It's because this having Zigred above Dante, like, you have to remember Dante or Asta and Black Form 2 Black Divider defeated Zigred. And then he got way stronger over the course of the time skip. And in that same form, in a stronger version of with a bigger Black Divider, Dante in his base form was toying with him. And yet you still have Zigred over a 100% Dante. It makes absolutely no sense. Even if you want to take away the base form argument, Dante in 50% one-shot killed a way stronger Asta. And remember that Zigred was spamming spells on Asta, that his word magic wasn't strong enough to do anything to him, whereas Dante, like, just with the snap of his boot and gravity magic, immediately kills Asta, but then Rouge brings him back to life. So it's like, there is no argument that Zigred is above Dante, let alone a 100% Dante. It's just terrible. But, like, I would really want to focus on how bad that this guy thought that Zigred fought in a 3v3 with himself and Patoli on his side against, Asta and Nozel, because that's just bad. When Xenon Zagradus becomes possessed by Beelzebub, he gains the heart of a devil and becomes one of the most formidable foes in Black Clover. Even before hosting a devil, Xenon could wield bone magic to create weaponized, calcified appendages. He could even manipulate space, which is wrong, because, it's either just this isn't written well or he's wrong, because Xenon could not manipulate space before he got Beelzebub. Beelzebub is the space devil. It's how he got the power to manipulate space. That final sentence should just be placed somewhere else in the article, and then it would be fine. In devil form, Xenon combines his bone magic with Beelzebub's spatial magic to become a viciously lethal upgrade that is nearly impossible to defeat. He made short work of William Vengeance in a 1-on-1 clash, and Klaus and Letali in a 3-on-1 match. Now, that's the thing here is, like, this is not a necessarily bad placement. I honestly, if we just think about it, because I don't really scale Lucius yet, because he is featless. All he did was just one-tab Damnatio, which is not impressive. Well, it's not that impressive to put him up into a top-tier list, but Xenon as a devil is incredibly powerful. The thing here, guys, is that where is Lilith and Nama? That means they think that 100% Dante is above Lilith and Nama. Because, like, I'm telling you right now, Lilith and Nama are not on this list. Then after Xenon, it is Lucifero and Megicula. And they did not put they did not put Lilith or Nama on this list. That's how bad it is. They think that Zigred is above Lilith and Nama, even probably Fusion Lilith, because Lilith is just not on the list at all. They think that Liebe by himself could defeat them, even though Liebe said he could not. He said it's because of Asta that he could defeat them. Morris above them, Patoli, Licht, and then just like, this is the cap, because we were told that the 100% Dark Triad were near the level of Lilith and Nama. So the fact that they're near the level would mean that, but for sure, they're above Dante, because they're near them, they're not at their level. Didn't Lucius say that Xenon had best aptitude for being a devil host? It's because he had talent in spatial magic? I don't think that's how he worded it. Because Xenon had bone magic. He did say he had the best aptitude for being a devil host, but I don't think he brought up spatial magic. But yeah, I would put Xenon's devil in terms of power scaling, or devil Xenon, really high. But actually, that's the thing, is that they say Xenon's devil, which is Beelzebub, but it's devil Xenon, because Beelzebub has no feats. We could argue he definitely would be really strong, because he's at the final gate with Lucifero, but and before Astaroth and then Megicula. But it says Xenon devil, but it shows devil Xenon, which is a different character. But what can Dante do to Fusion Nama? Oh, I think he'd lose. He would get destroyed. because he's weaker than a singular version of them, and together they're more than 2 times as strong. I mean, he might be able to, and that's the thing. Like their burning concepts and their hacks of, like not being able to be like basically being able to go intangible. It's gonna be hard for Dante to do that, especially if he's weaker. If he was stronger, it'd be different. But, and this is the number 2, guys. Number 2 is Lucifero. And I guess I teased. You probably no, you guys didn't see because I had this crop. But number 2 is Lucifero. It's hilarious. Anyways, as satanic as the name sounds, Lucifero is among the 3 most powerful devils in the scary animated horror series. Like, this doesn't even fit. Black Clover is not a scary animated horror series. But they just do that so that they want you to click other articles. They won't be like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then they click and move you away. But yeah. Along with Xenon's devil and Megicula, Lucifero rules the underworld with a sadistic streak. He has the awesome power to control the bodies of lower-ranking devils and can use gravity magic to disorient his opponents in a flash. More impressive yet, Lucifero can warp time and space, as seen in the time he fought Asta and Lipa, manipulating the 4th dimension long enough to avoid impact and mount a counterattack. As the most formidable devil linked to the Tree of Qliphoth, Lucifero has the power to destroy the world. And then number 1, Megicula. You can tell this guy did not read the series, because even, like, literally anybody who has read the series, and is not a power scaler, knows that Lucifero dwarfs Megicula, and it's not even close. It's not even close. It's not even close to being close. Because Megicula, let's read her paragraph and I'll talk about why. It does not make any sense. Without question, Megicula is the most omnipotent foe in Black Clover, the highest ranking devil whose curse-warding magic led to the world's primary existential threat. Malevolent magical spells. Lords more dominion over anyone else in the show. What is the writing? When Megicula isn't creating powerful curses, he can use blood magic and steel magic to physically fortify himself against enemy attacks. His power is so immense that he can outlast arcane magic and can outmuscle stage 0 level mages in the Heart Kingdom as well. Moreover, his malefic curse on Vanica, Asir Selva, and Princess Lepechka increased his overall prowess as the darkest and deadliest devil alive. Megicula's a boy. I think that Megicula probably is either both or neither, or so out of the 4 options, I guess you could say that she's both, or Megicula is both, is neither, is a girl, or is a guy, because she just looks like a girl just looking at her, and but I mean it could be whatever. It's a devil technically, so who's to say? But the official translation did say the father of curse magic, though I have seen people who have disputed that, and that it should have said the parent of curse magic. So, yeah. I mean, don't necessarily know. But, yeah. I guess we're going to talk about the scaling. Why Megicula should not be above Lucifero. This is just pretty basic and easy to show, and we can just bring in Nozel. Nozel comes in, and he just obliterates Megicula. He just obliterates her. He brings her down to her heart. He just can't kill her because he's not arcane. What that means is he's strong enough and fast enough to fight her. But then we have Nozel later go against a toying, messing around, half-manifested Lucifero, who's not even using his full half power. And Nozel is amped by Twilight Valhalla, is fighting alongside the other captains, and they get absolutely obliterated. They just get absolutely obliterated. Nozel, his attacks can't do shit to Lucifero despite him being amped, despite, just chapters prior, just obliterating Megicula. And he just gets easily tossed aside. Remember, Valhalla is a pretty big amp in power. And it did not let Nozel do anything to Lucifero. So that's why this is just so bad. I would put Lucifero at 1. And I would put Devil Xenon from this list at number 2. And then I would put Megicula below that. Because I mean, it's just Devil Zenon has more of an argument to be above Megicula than Megicula above him. You'll probably see in my Asta versus Spade Saga video that's coming out hopefully in a week that why like Devil Zenon is actually more impressive than Megicula, because a lot of people think that Megicula is actually above Devil Zenon, but I would actually argue not. Lucifer almost killed the people that defeated Megicula by pointing to the ground. Exactly. Yeah, that was suppressed. He was slowly raising his power over the course of that fight, and then he when Zenon, or not Zenon, Zora came in, he had to double his power to counter his own doubled power, and then he goes into his full power. So it's like he a like basically a 25% Lucifero is drastically above the Megicula that we saw. So, pretty crazy. And it's also weird, like, because they put for number 3, Zenon's Devil, which should be Beelzebub. But they put a Devil Zenon there and talk about him and not Beelzebub. But we know that Beelzebub is likely way above Megicula because Beelzebub is a true Supreme Devil. Megicula is a new... Oh, Beelzebub is a true ruler of the underworld for the final gate. Megicula is a ruler of the underworld because Astaroth left the underworld. Now, I would say she still is Cliff-Off Devil level, but she is not at the level of Lucifero or Beelzebub or Astaroth. The final villain, this is the second to last villain. This is basic storytelling. Megicula is a boy. I just went on a little tirade about what Megicula could be. I'd say it's probably both or neither, or it's a girl or it's a guy. Like, and that's the ascending order for what's the most likely. So, yeah, that is the article, guys. Number 1, Megicula. Number 2, Lucifero. Number 3, Devil Zenon. Ooh, 10 most powerful anime swords. I probably shouldn't click on that. I don't think I know that much about anime to go and actually debunk them. But for Black Clover or other series that I'm pretty familiar on, I will go through and talk about how crappy they are. Number 4 is Zagred. 5, Liebe. 6, Morris. 7, Patoli. 8, Licht. 9, Raya. And number 10, Dante Zagratis. Megicula is devil fluid. Outer gender. Yeah, maybe. Lucifer almost killed... Already read that. Megicula versus Nama and Lilith in their base. Megicula would clap. She would absolutely destroy them. The author blatantly calls Lucifero the most formidable, but puts him at number 2. Yeah, exactly. To be fair, Megicula at 1/3 power did take a life force charge attack to the face. Yeah, and it obliterated her. She just, like, she was able to regenerate from her curse magic, so... So it's like, yeah, Megicula is strong, but to put her anywhere close to Lucifero just shows that, like I said, people who don't even power scale the series know that it's not even close between Lucifero and Megicula. Like, it's just baffling to me, honestly. So yeah, that's the list. It's pretty bad, but also just take note of how bad some of the other, like, not just the scaling, but what was written. Like I said, like, how Liebe is, like, he switches alliances, he goes rogue, he works independently. Like, the fuck are they reading? Spy Family? I don't even know. I haven't even seen or read Spy Family, but I know that's the new hotness. But what was that one I wanted to see? Oh yeah, Zagred. Zagred fights in a 3v3 with a clone of himself and Dark Elf Patri versus Asta, and Nozel. Oh boy. Okay. All right. This list, I honestly, I only looked at the ranking the other day, and I'm like, okay, I need to add this to the stream too, because this one is also pretty bad. It is the most powerful main characters ranked. So basically, these are the good guys ranked. So number 10 is Number 10 is which already gave me just alarm flags in my head. Because once gets star magic, he's very strong. So... DS, well, I once heard that the guys who write these things get paid like $15, so maybe they need to say wrong things for the clicks. That is true. I actually talked about that earlier. I found a pay scale, and it's something like your articles start. I think it's you start getting paid 15 bucks an article, and then the more you write per week and the longer you're there, you can get up to like 20 to 25 bucks an article, which is still not much because it can take a while to write, but that just shows the quality of the writing goes down because they have to scramble to make sure that they're getting enough from their time. So Megicula uses hate you pronouns. That's pretty dope. So number 10, as Asta's most trusted foster brother and protective sidekick on the popular demon slaying anime, makes up for Asta's lack of magical power through his unique abilities. Thanks to his 4-leaf grimoire and half-elf possession, can wield wind magic, creation magic, spirit magic, star magic, which enables him to manipulate the cosmos. What the hell? Create deadly objects out of thin air and more. Bolsters his magic by using spirit magic to summon Sylph, a wind spirit that can help him fight battles. When channeling 100% of Sylph's energy, obtains enough mana to reach Saint Stage, the highest form of devil-abolishing magic. Okay, so I love Noelle. Demon Slaying what? Demon Slaying anime. Yeah, you're right. If you're at $15 doing 3 hours an article, you're losing money. Yeah, that's why they have to write these shitty. That's why I say don't attack the author. You can attack the editor, or you can not attack, but you can criticize. Don't attack anybody, but you can criticize the editor or criticize ScreenRant or CBR because it's their fault for having these absolutely garbage articles that are just filled with misinformation. So yeah, I'll talk about why this is wrong to put Noelle above. You can actually argue very insane scaling, but I'll read Noelle's things. I haven't actually read her page yet. As a royal member of House Silva, Noelle Silva is one of the most formidable main characters due to her immensely powerful water magic, which she can use to create and control real water. Launch deadly water balls at her foes and conjure giant, lethal, aqueous entities in a flash. What's more, Noelle significantly increases her prowess once she is possessed by Undine, the almighty water spirit. When Noelle harnesses Undine's power, she became a Saint Stage mage, strong enough to defeat most elves with extremely potent offensive curses. Wait a second. She becomes a Saint Stage mage strong enough to defeat most elves with extremely potent offensive curses. Oh boy. Yep, there's no editor here. And also, I don't think the author might not have time, actually, to look over their own work, because that's a pretty blatant thing there. Noelle, doesn't fight elves with her Saint Stage, but anyways. I'll look at the chat for a second. Just Not Justin, Galaxy Level, confirmed. Why is it talking about Megicula for Noelle? What? Anyways, so the reason why Noelle should not be above despite, I love Noelle, Ostil fan right here. If you think of the scaling, so, Noelle in her Saint Stage, mid-diffed 100% Vonica, who was nerfed from Charlotte's anti-curse magic. So, she mid-diffed a nerfed Vonica, and Vonica was stated to be near Supreme Devil level, but it's likely maybe even lesser than that because she was nerfed. And then she gets just absolutely bodied by Megicula, Noelle does. Whereas and Eurus could just easily kill 100% Xenon, who wasn't nerfed. And then also, Xenon gets his devil form on top of that. And in his new base with the star magic could blitz that version of Devil Xenon and damage him. And then, uses his full Spirit Dive, which would be several sets of many times of multipliers on top of that, and fights Devil Xenon, which means that regular Devil Xenon is way stronger than 100% Xenon, and then a Devil Xenon with his full power is many sets, hundreds of times stronger than his regular. So, basically, is fighting somebody who is hundreds of times stronger than a Supreme Devil. And he defeats him. So, like I said, the only chance that Noelle has is her attack potency in her Saint Stage. Damn, I just lost myself. Oh yeah, so because she could destroy Megacula's heart, and right as of right now, it should be that the hearts are the most durable point of the devil. So if she hit, it could possibly damage him. But everything else, would destroy her. Even would defeat her in base, and then just demolish her. Like, you could toy with her in any form of sphere dive after that. So yeah, I got it. They're talking about when Noelle nearly one-shot Veto. He's an elf that uses curses. I mean, that's true, but the last sentence said when she uses Undine's power, she uses Saint Stage to defeat devils or elves with extremely potent. So it's she's definitely supposed to be talking about Megicula, but they say elves. So even before Godstar Magic, he's not a 10. He might be. Like Borgias, is not as good as Devil Unionasta. But anyways, and then we get to Lolopechka, which not a good start for this list so far, so I'll read it. I haven't actually read this one yet, so. Also bolstered by the immense power of the water spirit Undine, Lolopechka reigns supreme as the princess of the Heart Kingdom. She slightly bests Noelle due to the healing powers she possesses, in conjunction with water magic, spirit magic, and most impressive, dark water magic. So why are you counting her evil abilities in a hero list? That Devil Lolopechka is a villain. She's an antagonist. Okay, anyways. As a princess and priestess, Lolopechka can access all the knowledge and abilities of her predecessors. Lolopechka also controls all the mana in the Heart Kingdom and becomes even more powerful when Megicula alters her curse and grants her the extremely awesome offensive powers that come with her dark water magic upgrade. Did he even talk about her becoming a devil, or just talk about her curse? Did they miss the point where Lolopechka turned into a literal devil? What is going on? No, Lolopechka, let's see. Regular Lolopechka is just fodder. She's just absolutely fodder compared to or Noelle. Her curse controlled, both and Noelle would definitely defeat him. As for her devil self, that would actually be a good versus battle idea. Would be Saint Stage Noelle versus Devil Lolopechka. Whereas he would no diff Devil Lolo. So like, if you're including Devil Lolo, which would be weird because this is a hero list, but if you're not including it, she should not be at number 8. That's definitely weird. Yes, Lolopechka, the countrywide mage with a 0 attack spell, can definitely defeat in a fight, yeah. And, like, not only that, but Lolopechka, she got bodied by Vanica or Megicula. It's just, it's not good, guys. Alright, let's go to number 7. That is Fugolion. Now, he's actually very underrated in the fandom right now because people say he has no feats this arc, which is wrong. I'll talk about it after I read this portion of the article because I have not read it yet. But so let's see how this goes. But anyways, due to his royal nature as the first son of Clover Kingdom's House Vermilion, Fugolion comes from a supremely... Oh, they spelled Fugolion. That's fine. That's an easy miss. That could even be a pun. But anyways... Fugolion comes from a supremely powerful bloodline of main characters on the beloved Demon anime series. Oh my god, that's just so... Anyways, the almighty captain of the Crimson Squad is a master of fire magic, which he can manipulate and conjure incendiary objects to fight with. With supreme strength, strategy, and skills, Fugolion was able to defeat such formidable foes as Roddy, Spirito, Elf... Wait, what? He just puts elf? He just puts an elf. He doesn't even put a character. And the Apostles of Sephiroth fairly easily in one-on-one battles. Fugolion can also increase his overall power by summoning Salamander, the Fire Spirit. What? Okay. Just, you can tell, like, again, do not criticize the author too much. It's not their fault. It's the editor and the company itself. This says... Such formidable foes as Roddy's elf. Just an elf. And the Apostles of Sephiroth fairly easy. Like, he couldn't even say that it was Elf Kaiser. He just says the Apostles of Sephiroth. Like, he doesn't fight the Apostles of Sephiroth. He fights Kaiser. And it wasn't an easy fight. He had to basically go Galaxy Brain mode and sacrifice the Fire Spirit to go sneak into his defenses and get him. So... I don't get what they're coming from, but yeah. So Fagolion, he would definitely be above Olapechka. It's actually possible he's close to Noel, but he would not be close to So yeah, he would be above Olapechka. The reason why is people kind of miss this feat because people think that just Fagolion this arc, the only thing he's done is get bodied by Lucifero and then defeat low-ranking devils, which actually isn't the case. As we see when Lucifero is in his worm state, his larva state, and he's trying to manifest, Fagolion is standing in the gravity with Mereoleona at his side. So he is comparable to Hellfire Incarnate, Mereoleona based on that in terms of strength and durability. And then the two of them do a combo spell to defeat one of his tails, one of his tendrils. So he is scaling at least relatively to Hellfire Incarnate Mereoleona, and also relatively to a larva state Lucifero. So he's actually very strong and super underrated in the fandom right now. Like, he is strong. Just because he is nothing to Lucifero doesn't mean he's still, like, strong. It's just that he doesn't scale to Mirio after, because Mirio keeps getting stronger. So you could actually argue right now that it's possible that if the two were to fight, Fagolion and Mereoleona, Fagolion would win, because by the time Mereoleona got stronger than him, he would have already defeated her, because it takes a long time, seemingly, for her power to get stronger. What's up, CJ? How's it going, guys? I haven't looked at the chat in a bit, but yeah, so Fagolion is strong. I don't know about 7, though. I'd have to redo my list, but... Oh, yeah, this is already bad. He puts Mereoleona above Yami. I wouldn't do that, but... Anyways, Fuego is island level at best with, like, FDL speed. Nah, man, he's definitely way above island, and he's massively faster than Light Plus. Power scaling is tight. Oh, I just imagine hearing it in pitch meeting guy's voice. That'd be so funny. But who do you believe is more powerful, Lucifero, if he had all of his power, Acnologia? Honestly, I don't really scale Fairy Tail. If you're talking about, based on what I know, if you were talking about like a legit like debate, like I had to like, bet money that whatever, I would probably pick Acnologia. But based on the lore and what's likely to come, probably Lucifero. Because Lucifero is probably going to be Universal Plus at the very least in his full power. Cisco Ann would win. I just gave you a reason why she actually probably wouldn't, because if Fagolion is comparable to her in her Hellfire Incarnate that she's been in for a long time, that means he would be way above her Hellfire Incarnate when she first activates it. So you might be right, but there's actually a pretty good argument that she wouldn't win. And of course, when Fagolion ever learns Spear Dive and then Saint Stage, it's not even going to be close. But of course, Mereoleona is going to do something else that's going to narrow that gap again, because it's Mereoleona we're talking about. And I'm still sick. I'm actually not sick, it's just I'm stuffy. But anyways, let's go talk about Yami at number 6. The unmistakable first captain of the Black Wolf Squad in the Clover Kingdom. Yami Tsukihiro is one of the strongest main characters on the stellar horror anime. What is with these tags? He uses a rare form of dark magic that bends darkness and absorbs light magic, which is so immense that it can affect other worlds. As a result, Yami has been deemed an arcane stage mage. In addition to having the almighty skills to create black holes, Yami's reinforcement magic is so severe that he can withstand the sinister Devil Dante's gravity magic spells. What? Moreover, Yami possesses inherent ki, a sixth sense that allows him to react before his opponents. So I definitely put Yami above Fuego, Yami above Lolo, Yami above Noel. Is debatable, but I mean it's pretty close. But anyways, Thor's Hammer, Universal Plus. I'm not so sure about that. I mean, I'm not saying that Black Clover characters are that right now, but it's very likely based on the lore of what we know Black Clover is right now. Like what's the lore of Black Clover? It's very likely that Lucifero is Universal Plus. I'm not saying that his half manifested state was, but what I'm saying is that I would bet money that by the end of Black Clover, the characters will be Universal Plus, just based on what the lore has displayed for us right now. I explained that in my Asta True Devil Union Power Skill video that will be out probably a few weeks now, maybe even a month, just because I am so busy and I got sick and really pushed all my projects back. One time I scaled Yami at planet, but it got debunked. Yeah, you can easily scale him to planet level if you extrapolate the singularity scaling, which might not be necessarily accurate, which is why I don't really use it that much. But you can argue actually that through hacks, he has, like, his dimension slash itself is high universal. But like his regular attacks wouldn't be, and he wouldn't have that durability. Number 5 is Leona Vermilion. And I'm honestly gonna probably say that Yami would be above her, because Yami fought a full power Lucifero. He had his monozone full release. He was amped with likely having a devil heart. Whereas Miralina fought alongside Yuno against a weaker Lucifero. She needed the Twilight Valhalla amp. And again, if you're talking about her peak, sure, but in a normal conventional battle, she would have to start at the very beginning of her Hellfire Incarnate and have to increase from there, which makes her like lesser. But she still is definitely one of the top tier characters. One of the top tier good guys for sure. That's not, I wouldn't even say that's really debatable, but also the thing to remember about Yami is he still could possibly be weaker. We just don't know how much stronger that William's katana would make him. Because if it was all of William's power in that sword, and if William is like, you know, what the lore has kind of showed us, that he's equal to Yami, then that could possibly double his power, which means that Yami we see is actually a double powered Yami, and then would essentially half all of his feats. But anyways, number 4 is Julius Novachrono. I'll talk about, of course, why this is not the case, but also talk about why he might actually not be that bad as what I thought before. But does she ever lose her peak, or do we know? We don't know, but we can't necessarily assume that she would keep it. But as the Magic Emperor of the Clover Kingdom, Magic Emperor, come on, man, use Wizard King. Julius Novachrono is a difficult main character to defeat. Julius not only leads every squad in the protection of the kingdom, but he also possesses a rare form of time magic, and it gives him a huge advantage. Playing God, Julius can sleep, or it's not sleep, Julius can sleep. Julius can speed, slow, stop, and even reverse temporarily. I think he meant to say reverse time, because it's just very big. Anyways, I think this just needed some editing. Julius also possesses transformation magic, which allows him to turn into any person he desires, which gives him a huge advantage in tricking enemies. With unparalleled speed to boot, which allowed him to outrace Patoli, Julius earned his title as Emperor. I like how they're talking about transformation magic before that was even like necessarily confirmed. That's true. Indominus Olympus, it is a part of his repertoire now, but we don't know if it would keep all the magical power. But yeah, Julius, if we give him his normal scaling, which is that he's, you know, comparable to human Patri, he's not even close to be on the list. Yuno, Noel, Volopechka, Fagolion, Yami, Mirio, they all dwarf his power. Actually, though, for a while, though, I have been working on an argument to try and get him why he is stronger. Like, if you think about it, like, during the Ancient Demon fight, he could actually damage that Ancient Demon with his time magic. His time magic is hacks, I'm not even consider that, but... And the Ancient Demon was nerfed by Damnatio, but... What happened there is that Damnatio considered Julius and that version of him to be stronger than everybody else in the kingdom at that time, which included Kaiser, who was a post-time skip captain. So if we can scale Julius, a weaker version of him, to stronger than a post-time skip Kaiser, and a mid-time skip Kaiser was comparable to the other captains in the Captain Battle Royale, then that would actually make him pretty strong, but still nowhere on this list. Hot topic, you know, above Magic Knight captains. What exactly has the lore shown that even subtly hints at those tiers of scaling? Because that is like upping the ball by decillion times. So I don't think that might be the case right now. Well, I mean, it actually wouldn't be. I could go into it. I guess I could talk about it, because not, you know, there are only 50 people on my stream right now. I actually talked to some people about it today. So I will pull up. Like I said, this is not me saying that characters right now are universal. but I'm taking this to base off of why characters will very likely be universal at the end of the series, or universal plus. There's already arguments for universal or high universal right now, so. So I'm trying to find where I put it. Okay, so this is to, who is the guy I was talking to on here? Thor's hammer. I like the name. So these first few points, or the first point here is just very supplementary. This is not very hard. It can be debunked, but I'll just put it on there. So number one, it's based, I'll just actually skip this because this is just if I was trying to actually argue and play devil's advocate that Black Clover is universal right now, but I'll skip the first point because it's pretty bad. But anyways, number two, Dorothy creates an infinite space, making her high universal. As of right now, it's hacks, so that is not scaled to her. So, but that still is her hacks being high universal because she creates an infinite space. And Yami's Dimension Slash destroyed that glamour world, which can be seen as infinite speed or attack potency via his own hacks. That is not scaled to Yami, but only when he uses his hacks. So like his regular attacks, speed, durability is not scaled to his hacks because it's hacks. And number four, we have Morris, who just easily destroyed Glamour World with his regular power because he can actually affect concepts. But he would still need to be strong enough to destroy it because there's a difference between affecting and then destroying a concept. So, and then also Lucifero could easily destroy the Dream Magic. And then we look at it, that means that Lucifero likely has high universal or infinite three-dimensional feats because he could destroy Glamour World. And this is where we get into really the crux of my argument, Thor's hammer. And that is that, this is, again, going off of lore, this is not me saying that this is for sure a thing, but it is stated that Lucifero will destroy the world, which world in Japanese can mean universe. It doesn't have to mean planet. And actually, it is, if we just look at everything, universe for that statement is the more likely interpretation, as devils call the human realm the physical realm. This means they aren't discussing just a planet, but an entire realm. They're not going from one planet to the next, they're going from one realm to the next, which implies that the Black Clover world is a universal time space. So if a full power Lucifero is universal plus, then you need to argue that 50% Lucifero is close, or, he is universal plus, because you can't actually have it. But so yeah, that's a big argument right there. And then the big point too is that further supports this, that devils are stated to be evil gods. And that is also supported in the lore of Cliffoff in our world, because Lucifer has a spell called Evil God's Pressure Craft, because he's using his own magic, so he's referring to himself as an evil god. And like I said, that's supported in the lore of Cliffoff in our world, that the devils on the Cliffoff tree they're essentially evil gods. And we also know that Megicula, as a Cliffoff devil, is the father of all curses, and all curses in the physical realm derive from her. Since Lucifero is a Cliffoff devil, and the devil of gravity, that can be safely implied that he is the father of all gravity in the physical realm. So essentially he's the evil god of gravity, or the god of gravity, and gravity's job in the universe is to hold together time-space. So if Lucifero spawned all the gravity in the world, and the physical world, and the universe, he's universal plus, as he's created gravity on a universal plus scale. So that's like my argument for why it's going to happen in Black Clover, that Lucifero will be universal plus, that characters will be universal plus at the end of this arc, because that just, like, in the lore, if you go off of it, he will be universal based on that. If we extrapolate from Megicula being the father of all curses, or the parent of all curses. So yeah. And somebody said, does anybody in Black Clover defeat Goku? Not the Goku from Dragon Ball Super, because even if Universal Plus is in Black Clover, it still would be weaker than Dragon Ball. Oh god. So for number 3, I'm going to go back to the article now. For number 3, it's licked, but they put a picture of Pottery in there, which is funny. But anyways, can you imagine a Quartet Knights 2 with all the characters from the Spade Saga and the end of the Elf arc? That'd be so dope. Anyways, yeah, licked. I'll talk about why, power scaling wise, he doesn't fit at all on the list. But anyways, before turning himself into a demon following the Elf Tribe massacre, Licht was a good-hearted main character with superior skills and supernatural abilities. He draws much of his strength from sword magic, which creates the unparalleled Demon Slayer sword, Demon Dweller, and Demon Destroyer sword, Three of the mightiest weapons in the show. Licht can also use Union Magic to combine his sword magic with other forms, thereby increasing his overall prowess. Licht can also wield Forbidden Magic, which allows him to draw energy from the underworld. Again, doesn't even mention Ultimate Magic, and this is the same guy who wrote both articles. Didn't even mention that Licht could use Ultimate Magic, which is very weird. Lucifer, to me, is Realm Plus. Would you consider like Realm like Universal then, John? Give me another Black Clover game. I want it so badly. Yeah, me too. Quartet Knights could have been a great game if they actually marketed it. It's just they didn't. But it's so fun because it's different from the other games. Even so, I would rather be skeptical because some of these aspects you have in your scaling can be called to question. I shall remain skeptical because I've seen a lot of highballs before with the same issues. Well, like I said, I mean it's fine to be skeptical, but I'm just saying that that's basically the lore right there, that he'd be Universal Plus, because world does not mean planet in Japan. It generally means universe. And we are talking about that the Black Clover world is a different realm from the underworld. It's not a different planet. So it'd be actual, and like we see, you know, stars in the sky, and there's a moon in Black Clover. So like, it's likely in a universe, but I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying that Black Clover is universal right now. I'm saying that I would bet money that it will be. But yeah, okay, we can get to the scaling now. They have Lumiere. Oh, whew, this is bad. Anyways, Licht doesn't belong. I guess I already talked about this in the other article. Licht is a he with Lumiere's help could not defeat a suppressed Zagred. Whereas all these characters fought devils that were way stronger than Zagred, so that's an easy argument right there. Same with Lumiere. Lumiere with Licht's help, they couldn't defeat a suppressed Zagred, and in fact they were just, you know, straight up weaker than a suppressed Zagred again. Whereas all these other characters, they fought stronger devils. They did better. So yeah, number one, pretty obvious. I'm glad they got it right. Is Asta. To me, a realm is its own universe. I think universe be affecting everything, all things at all times. Yeah. Do we even know the size of the universe? No. But I mean, you would assume that it's a, you know, general regular size universe. Because if Dorothy can create infinite universes, then yeah. And sometimes the world and universe may have a different size and structure depending on the cosmology. I shall wait for now. I mean, yeah, I mean that could be. It's just not very likely that they would make it a small world. But yeah, it could be. $5 donation from Robin McClendon. Appreciate that. Yeah, people still try to say that BC characters are still country level just because they haven't shown them affecting the country, which makes no sense. Yeah, I agree. Number one is arguable. What's so arguable about that, CJ? I think that's pretty obvious that Asta is the strongest. Well, actually, you know what? I might agree with you, because this is written in February. So this is before True Devil Union. I mean, I guess this is the strongest protagonist, so... Oh, another donation from Plumbub. Appreciate that donations, guys. It means a lot. But anyways, where do you think Dorothy would be on a top 10 list? I would not put her on a top 10 list because she lost to a 80% Morris, I believe. So I wouldn't put her on the top 10. She doesn't have any feats, unfortunately. We didn't even get to see her fight very much, but yeah, Robin, back to your point about people saying that Black Clover characters are only country level, or even less. Yeah, like, I'm hoping that my Asta power skill video will kind of change that, because, like, I just kind of, like, go into, like, it's probably going to be, like, a 40 to 45 minute video, so it's, like, very in-depth for his scaling, and it goes into, like, why he's easily multi-continental, and likely way stronger than that, so... Do I think... Oh, wait, I'll read John's first, because I didn't go into the next one. PS at work, so hang on for a second. I'll get your review done soon. Oh, thanks, man. But yeah, just do it when you're off work, man. No worries. Do you think that Tabata's final arc will be really long because of everything that's left? All the other Cliff-Off Devils, as well as Lucifero and Mikakila Pinch will still be alive in the Underworld. Yeah, I think it's going to be long. I think I talked about this in my last theory video, that I think it's going to be at least 150 chapters, which, I mean... whether you see that as long or not. So yeah, we get several years more Black Clover when it's back. So yeah, I think it's several years, 150 chapters, maybe 200. I honestly wouldn't be that surprised if it gets 300 chapters. So yeah. Asta whipped out the power of love and friendship to beat Lucifer after he embarrassed everyone and got a bruise out of it. I've never seen a small universe in a show. I've seen universes bigger than yours in fiction, like DC and Marvel has. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there is some series with small universes, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. But yeah, generally universes in fiction are a lot of times bigger than ours. So I haven't even read Asta's. Let's see if this is written well at least. As the main protagonist on the show and future emperor of the Clover Kingdom, Asta is easily the most powerful character on the show. Oh, that's just not good writing. You don't put on the show twice in the same sentence. Defined by his anti-magic skills, which enable him to nullify every single other character's supernatural attacks, Asta is a uniquely talented warrior who will outwit and overpower his opponents through speed, sportsmanship, strategy, intellect, and his sixth sense, ki. Moreover, when Asta is in his devil form under the possession of Liba, he has access to an omnipotent 5-leaf grimoire that allows him to neutralize gravity singularity and add additional weapons to his arsenal. Best of all, Asta's 4 magic swords, including Yame's Demon Slasher Katana, are the most powerful weapons in Black Clover. So yeah, that's pretty much the list. I mean, yeah. It's like saying that Goku never destroys the planet, so he can't be universal exactly. John, gotcha. I'm heading back to work since I'm here till 11. P.S. I feel Choice as a whole is cannibalizing itself. Yeah, it concerns me too. Will you bring a video theorizing the magic types? God, excuse me, of the Cliff-Off Devils? Maybe. All right. Let's see if I can find one more article to go quickly through. I know, like... Oh, this is an old one that I already did a video debunking. Ooh, to the 10 most powerful characters who aren't captains ranked. When was this written? November of 2021. This already looks bad. Is it by the same person? No, it's a different person, so it's probably different scaling. Oh my god. This might be the worst one. Holy crap. Okay, in terms of scaling, this is the worst article, so I'm going to bring this one in. Holy crap. This one is terrible. I'll go through one more article. Check CBR, they probably have gold. Yeah, I just found one just by looking it up, so. At this point, Black Clover is probably going to be one of the most powerful shonen verses. Probably. Yeah, I agree, Ferrata. I wanted Black Clover to introduce more realms, but I don't know if he has the time now in this, but, yeah. Plus Ultraman, what's up? Alright. They put Noelle Silva at number 10. When it comes to strong female protagonists in anime, Noelle sets an ideal example as a descendant of the royal bloodline. Blah 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 blah. Oh, Sea Dragon spell is powerful to destroy any defensive spell from any opponent. Megicula has entered the chat. Training under Lopechka. Blah 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 blah. Wow, they actually put Noelle above Noelle, which is actually good scaling from them. That's pretty cool. But like the actual scaling of putting Noelle here is not very good. Number 9 is Luck. Luck has interesting scaling because he also damaged Megicula. I would say that Luck and Noelle are actually comparable. When Luck's in Ultimate Magic, it's comparable. 8 is Yuno, which is interesting. I'm going to look up. I don't remember what his Star Magic chapter released. November 1st. Okay, let's see what chapters are out November 1st. I'm going to look it up on my phone real quick. Broku, you should scale Black Clover out of verse. I do sometimes, and I have some versus battle plans coming up. So November 1st, 2021 was 310. So this was after Star Uno. So yeah, this guy kind of gets it that Noel is way above Noel. But they're putting Luck above Noel because he could defeat Svenken, not because of his ultimate magic. What is with these people against talking about ultimate magic in these articles? Like, has ultimate magic been mentioned one time? They're calling Yuno a co-vice captain. He's the vice captain, not the co-vice captain. But and okay, so this even though this chapter came out or this article came out several weeks after Star Magic Yuno, he doesn't mention it in this video or in this article. He just mentions Yuno's wind magic, so he thinks that Boreas Yuno is above Valkyrie Noel, which is just not the case. Boreas Yuno would get destroyed. Like let me think. So Noel could defeat could mid-diff Vonica, and actually, but that was a nerf Vonica. I still think Noel would probably win because she could damage Megicula. So Wild Weekend. That actually would be a closer battle than I thought. As Boreas Yuno. Just depends on how much Vonica's getting nerfed. It probably wouldn't be that much though. Especially if she's using her blood magic, it's not nerfed at all. So yeah, actually, yeah, Noel would defeat Boreas Yuno. Jack should be able to slash infinity space since he massively scales above Gojo. What? So Asta's at number 7. This is well after Devil Union Asta. What? They even mention his demon form or his devil form, Devil Union. Boreas Yuno would destroy? Nah, he would lose to Noel, very likely. Just like the Boreas before Starma. The one who defeated 80% Zenon but lost 100% Zenon, he would likely lose to Noel. Yeah, Asta number 7. This is pretty bad. This is trash. This is why I put it there, because they put Charmy above Asta. And they put all the devils. Do they not understand that there is mid-ranking devils? That there is, Zagred, high-ranking devils? That, did they not know that Asta fought 2 Supreme Devils at once and defeated them? Pretty bad. Pretty bad. All the devils, Asta number 5. Yeah, like... This is weird, but let's look at Charmy. Let's see if there's anything bad written about it. And this is also, like, it's weird. She says that she was able to initially take down the Dark Disciple Halbert. But, like, it wasn't just initially. She defeated Halbert. Halbert came back with her exploding life, and then Charmy defeated her again. I don't get it. Wait, what? This is just... What is the writing here? They said that the devils aren't a threat on their own, but they put them above Asta and Charmy. Yeah, I can't believe they think Charmy is better. Yeah, that's a good one. ScreenRant. Next, we have the devils. Broku, which devils? ScreenRant. Yes. Number 4 is Lolpechka. Again, who doesn't do shit. Calling her omniscient. Why is she... Noelle did better against 70% Vonica than Lolopechka without Lolopechka's help. And then they... And then Noelle gets Spirit Dive with the Water Spirit. And Lolopechka's still above it. Oh, this is the Witch Queen. This might ruffle some feathers for some of you guys. But yeah, the Witch Queen is not. She has nothing that puts her this high. Nothing. Because, like, she says that many of the elves were as strong as her. Which means that, basically, either above average or average elves are the same power as the Witch Queen. So, like, the regular elves we saw in the Elf Arc, that was, like, basically an army of Witch Queens, and the Clover Kingdom was fine. So how is the Witch Queen, like... It's just because she's a cool character. Yeah, what's up, Rakeem? Thanks for coming in. Julius Nostromo? What the hell? What is Julius Nostromo? Is that like a meme I'm unaware of? I gotta look this up. I can't find anything for Julius Nostromo online. The only thing I can find it on is this article. They just called him... They just called this man Julius Nostromo. What the hell? Julius Nostromo. I got a screenshot. Julius Nostromo. Oh my god. This is hilarious. I'm gonna who is this? Is this ScreenRant? I'm gonna ScreenRant in it. Julius Nostradamus. Oh yeah, then Lumiere. Yeah, Julius and Lumiere. This is great. This is great, guys. Lumiere, Julius Nostradamus. Yeah, every fandom hypes Julius. Lumiere's Lightspeed and Country. You could actually argue that he's way above that. But he is probably Country level. Maybe you could still argue way higher, but he's way faster than just Lightspeed though. Way faster. Like he was Lightspeed, and then he activated Monozone on top of that. So he was at least 4 times. So he's actually way above that just through scaling other characters though. All right, I found this article. I just want to post it on Twitter because this is hilarious. It is Julius Nostromo. Oh my god, I don't know why it's so funny. It's just so funny. It just, if you could summarize ScreenRant in a single image, it's Julius Nostromo. God, this is amazing. Nostromo. All right, I just tagged ScreenRant in it. I'm about to tweet it. Why is Twitter so shit on the iPhone? Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Alright, it's tweeted. Oh, there goes my cough drops. Non-captains includes the one in the rank above captain. Exactly. It's just like hilarious. I've already talked about why Julius and Lumiere are not that strong, so I'm not gonna go over it again. That's just doing too much. But I'm gonna link my Twitter, my tweet in the chat. I want you guys to go like and retweet it, because it'd be so funny if ScreenRant responded to it. Hopefully Black Clover gets a good, strong power-ups this arc. I mean, they already did this last arc. Sound magic was the thing. That'd be interesting. Jewel, what's up? How you doing, man? But yeah, I guess we haven't read these yet. We could see you. Okay, Julius is not really written that bad, so I'm gonna go over. Anyways, the man, the myth, the legend, the first ever Wizard King, a magical prodigy born into a royal family, Lemiel, or Lumiere in the English version, possessed a great deal of magical knowledge and mana strength, even at a younger age. Despite his weakened, reawakened state after being brought back by Nero, newly reverted from her bird form, he managed to play a crucial part in ending the elf tribe's attack on the Clover Kingdom. While he was sadly not long for his world, nearly dying after saving it the first time and giving his life to save it for the second, it's important to remember that this is also the man who single-handedly defeated a giant demon with his light magic. Oh my god! Who is this oh my... That's just so dumb! Oh my god. I don't know why it's just so bad. It's hilarious. Oh my god. Did this person not see that Lumiere needed to use a magic item and Sekre to steal Demon Lick's mana to actually defeat him? But they say that he defeated him by himself. He did not. Oh my god. How could any other character come close to achieving this kind of victory all on their own? Short answer, they can't. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, Devil Union Asta, no diffs an ancient demon that's stronger than the one that Lumiere fought. Oh my god. Do I still read Marshall? I'm behind on it, but I will get caught up eventually. Alright, well, I think I'm going to end that there, but that was a fun stream. Going to talk about ScreenRant and how bad their articles are. But yeah, guys, they are pretty bad, as you can see. So I had to go through and just talk about them because it's bad. But now the good thing is I got one of my new favorite Black Clover memes, and that's Julius Novostromo. I love it. Absolutely my new favorite meme. So yeah, but I'm gonna end it for the day. Thanks for everybody coming in. Thanks for the super chats. I appreciate it a lot. I will be streaming it tomorrow. Probably a longer stream. Like this was, how long was this stream? A little bit over an hour. Oh, almost an hour and a half. So yeah, this is a pretty good stream. It'll probably be longer and more, like 2 hours. But yep, thanks for coming in, guys. I'll be having a probably pretty cool stream tomorrow. So I'm excited to see what you guys think about it. But it'll be definitely different from the last few streams.